So I'm Erika Coleman, founder and CEO of Virtual Crown Productions and Consulting. We are a virtual training delivery support company. In 2016, I had been working in the training industry and had discovered a problem. Like, I needed a vendor, I needed someone I could trust with a service, and I couldn't find somebody, so I knew, hey, I think I could do this. I think I could figure this out. I think I could be the vendor that we need, because it'd been a pain in my side, so it was probably a pain in other people's sides too. But that's scary, it's risky. I have no credentials. How do I know I can do this? And so lucky for me, my organization brought in a business acumen training while I had these ideas swirling in my head. And I sat down and suddenly the pieces fell into place. He literally provided what I was missing so I could launch the business off the ground. So because I'd had this idea, Kevin was wonderfully accessible, and it was either a break or right after class. I remember being like, hey, come here, am I crazy? Because I do have a tendency to talk myself out of things. I was like, could I make this work? And he looked at it and was like, oh yeah, you could do that. And knowing that someone who knew what he was doing wanted to see us succeed, wanted to see it get off the ground, wanted to see anybody in class really truly pursue a passion that made them excited to go to work every Monday, that was really cool. To be able to understand, how much am I gonna put in? How do I know how to price everybody? What kind of structure do I need to have? Because I'm a service, not a product. So my assets are people. So it hit two of those different things. And I thought, how do I make sure I'm treating them well, but not so generous, which I have a tendency to want to do anyway because I love people, but so generous that I tank the business. Didn't want to do that. So it really was, how do I balance it all so that we can make sure that we're continuously growing, that we are finding ways to reach out and grow other people? Because that's the heart of what we do, is that I want to grow people and provide opportunities, especially if they were in a situation like me, wanted to be mom at home with other kids. How do I build this successfully when I couldn't see a ton of examples of people who had done it before? I'm so grateful that a system worked, because it gave me what I needed to build it out, and I could be the company I wish I always had. The things that really helped me was know how much cash I needed to have on hand so that I could make sure I didn't overpromise and underdeliver kind of a thing, or go under at the very beginning, and especially profit and loss. I needed to understand, at what point would I expect my business to be profitable? Is it even worth it? Could I hold out long enough until I had a profit? Those were the really big things for me, that it was like, I need to have this much set aside for operating costs no matter what. And then at this point, I should start to see profit come in. And I'm grateful for it, because in 2020, I will never forget March 15th, 2020, when I got a phone call from our biggest client who said, we are gonna move all of our training online in 2 weeks. Can you help? And it was like, oh, okay. We went from 15% of your business to 100% of your business. This is exciting. We grew 345% in 5 months. If I hadn't known how to set my business up right at the beginning, that would have tanked us. I will admit, it got close. There was one month we had like $200 of cash on hand. I was like, come on. But we made it through, and we were able to sustain it. And then as it's continued after the pandemic, there was always the question of, people, are they gonna stay virtual? Are they not? And we were able to say, I have now cash on hand that I trust, that I'm gonna use to reinvest if things change and to grow our marketing. I would have not known how to have that kind of strategy. I would have guessed at it, and I would have tried, and we would have fumbled a lot, and 2020 would have probably sunk us. For the opposite reason most people would have been sunk for. So it's one of those where I'm like, not only did it work to get the business off the ground, but it's helped sustain us as we've continued through. And we've had to say, right now we've got to focus on growth, but I don't want to ever sacrifice my people, because they're my biggest asset, right? All of that kind of stuff, while still being like, come on, do I have enough cash to pay everybody? This really matters. So been super grateful for it. And I use it as well, because honestly, the people I hire are not necessarily business folks. That's not their background. I love to go find talent and grow them into the business. And having those 5 principles, especially to say, I need you to understand strategy and how I'm gonna make decisions and why we're gonna go this route instead of this route, has been instrumental in their success as well, because they come in, they're like, well, I have no business sense. I'm like, it's not that hard. There's just these 5 things. We have to understand how they run, why we're gonna make the choices we make, and then we go for it. And it's been so accessible. Business acumen to me is confidence. It is the ability to chase that little monkey on your back out of your head. Say, I can do what I want to do, what I'm passionate about doing, and now I know how, and I can do it in a way that makes money and in a way that can inspire others to join me. I can't do that unless I know I have a system that works. And so for me, Business Acumen was that chance to say, I can do it. I've got what I need from this. I can be able to stand with the bigwigs and tell them why I'm successful and what I do and how they should listen. That we've got good stuff to do. And at the same time, I can look to those who have also felt that they have that same kind of little voice in their head telling them they can't do something because they don't have the know-how. And I can go, oh, yes, we can. Here's a program that's not that hard to understand or get to know. Let's do it. Come with me. Let me teach you. Let's do it together. That's how we change the world, quite frankly. If we have the right steps that we can attach to passion that we have like that, we can get anything done.